Okay, so I decided to video the process of myself cleaning up, organizing, filing my paper scraps that I collected over the years, the past 5-6 years, ever since I moved to Tokyo. Because when we were cleaning up our apartment, I realized there's so many papers. I mean, it was all kind of in like boxes, but it's so unorganized, and like I'm tired of it taking space like that. So I'm trying to clean it up so it looks nicer. And then I overestimate myself. I thought I can just do it in a week, over a night, but then like it kind of become a bigger project than I thought it would be. So I decided to document it because I thought it would be interesting. Start with progress that I made over the past week. So I started off with this. It's from Muji. It's a very sturdy, nice photo postcard album. It's designed to hold, I don't know the size in American standard or whatever, but in Japan these are called L size. So this is L size pockets. You can fit 2 L size postcards of photos here. You can also fit a 2L. Maybe a better example is, see, I have like a bunch of different postcards, and then I can also fit a bigger one and like some irregular shaped ones. It has its own issues. I'll talk about it afterwards, but this is the first one that I started with. This is the second one that I got. This is supposedly a name card collector. I do have name cards in it from like work and stuff, but mostly it's just cards. I mean, there are like artist cards. And this is 180 slots. I've already filled everything, and I still have like a bag of little cards. Another one is on the way. The third one that I got, this is not from Muji, by the way. It's a ticket binder that I got from Amazon. I have a lot of tickets or boarding passes from my trips or my visits to different museums in Japan. So it's 3 pockets per side. It's very slim. It's a little flimsy than the Muji one. Muji really has good quality, I have to say. This is 300-ish stuff in this. It's definitely a little more flimsy. Like I wish they can make better ones, but this is the best I can find off of the internet right now. It's the fourth one. This is the lightest one so far. This is also Muji. It's supposedly a square photo album that holds 240, I think. I still have a lot of space in this. Things that doesn't fit in here, I put it in here. Name cards, stickers. I'll fill up along the way. Now we're gonna go back to this one. I was hoping when I got this that I can fit every single thing in this, but then I realized because of how the structure of the pockets are designed, it's kind of difficult to fit the smaller things that doesn't fit the pockets entirely, because it can move around when I move things around. And I'll show you an example. Coasters that I got from my trip to New York City. So I put them in, I slide them in. God, it's so difficult. I slide them in. It looks like it fits, right? Perfectly. But when I close it and I walk and I move around with it and I shake it a little bit, it slides down into the pocket and defeats the purpose of putting them separately, because I want to see one up here and one down there. But now they're all clogged into this one pocket and I don't like it. So I realized I have to get the traditional type of pockets where the 2 up, down are like sealed separately. Just to show you the example of like what pockets would work for other stuff is like this. See? Put the posters, the coasters from just now. I put it here because they have their own little room. They can all stay together like this. They stay independently with each other, like an adult, like an independent grown up. So in hindsight, I should have got those from Muji too, but I was walking home, saw Cydia, which is a hacking. It's a 100 yen shop. Everything's very cheap. It's not like even $1 anymore. currency sucks right now, but we don't talk about it. So I went there. I was like, okay, maybe I can find something good, nice. So I don't have to go all the way to Muji, because I've been going to Muji almost every single day because I'm trying to figure out how to store my stuff. So I tried these pockets, this binder. I thought I got a good deal. I mean, it was 500 yen, but it's so flimsy. It's very flimsy. The pocket is exactly what I wanted, but it's just too flimsy. And then when you close it, even though this binder is supposedly designed for the pockets, when I close it, it just kind of spills through, which is kind of sad. I had to go back to reorder whatever I needed from Muji. I also found these nice photo card pockets. These are double-sided. I think the reason why I didn't get the thing from Muji initially is that photo card pockets are not double-sided like these. I wish they make double-sided, but I ordered the single-sided ones and they will arrive soon. Once the Muji stuff arrives, I will switch these to the Muji ones. And for this, I might just give it to Lou because he has work-related things that he might be able to use it for. It's cheap, but like I also don't want to just throw it away because it's wasteful. Whew, it's getting hot here. I still have a lot of things to clean up. I'll keep recording it. So this is just to show you. Here are some of the paper mess that I have right now that I need to clean up. Oh, a little glimpse of what I have up here. I have a lot of stuff. More stuff here. Oh. Paper. Yep. Here we go. I got, again, this. See? I really used it well. This is before, this is after. See? I accidentally ordered 2 of these. It's okay. I'll figure out, I'll probably end up using both of them at one point, so this is nice. These are one-sided selectable pocket series with 2 pockets. So, Tokyo Gas just came to check if there's any leakage or if everything's working, and guess what I got from them? I got this sticker. This is why I have a bunch of stickers, because I got something like this and I'm like, someone designed this and they cut this out, and I mean, I know it's from the gas company, but it feels weird to throw it away, and then I don't feel like sticking it anywhere, and so I'll try to fit this here and see if I have space for it. Probably I will. And we just slide this in like this. Well, perfect example of how I end up with all these paper stuff. I got another Tokyo Gas sticker here, if you can see. Oops. Just look at it. It's like someone did the work to like pick out the specific shade, and it's like reflective and the little design. I guess to try to make you be aware of safe usage of gas, and I guess that's why they like make something that's nice so you will be inclined to keep it with you. Well, which is something that I would do because I like nice free paper even if it's from Tokyo Gas. So there we go. Sliding it back to where it used to be. And by the way, these are also nice shining golden stickers that my friend made. That was a perfect example. I now need to try to find a camera angle that I can capture me with my hands putting everything in. Let's see. Okay, so my phone is currently in this position now. It's a very weird position. Oh, as you can see, my phone is like this. The interesting thing is, I don't know if you can tell, but like, I think it's because of the MagSafe or something, or the magnet, it kind of sticks to this table that is metal. So I can just kind of pull it out a little bit while like using something to balance it out, so I can properly film myself doing whatever there, like the typical vlog, whatever you call it, thing. So I decided for this part, I'm just gonna do voiceover, where you can see me working in the camera. Initially, I was trying to talk while I do all the work, but I realized that it is really difficult because I have to talk, I have to make decisions of what to keep, where to keep, and I also have to think about what I am saying. I would make the comparison to simultaneous interpretation, because a simultaneous interpreter, they would be taking notes while listening to the speaker and also at the same time translating, speaking whatever the speakers are saying. So there is a lot of coordination that requires for this kind of thing. For people who are not familiar with simultaneous interpretation, there are usually 2 interpreters working in groups for no matter if it's a big conference or a small meeting. The reason why is that both interpreters need to work in 20-minute intervals. They take turns every 20 minutes because that's the maximum someone can focus on every single thing that they're doing at the same time. And for me, I think it was similar. I got so freaking tired at the end of filming these clips. I mean, these are actually the first ever clips that I filmed with such a setup and such content type. So I have to say it is pretty tiring. And in the original recording, I was trying to introduce whatever that are in my hand. For example, I had name cards from my friends. I am transferring whatever was in the old flimsy binder to my Muji one. As you can see, these are a lot of tags from clothes. I would say I buy quite some random clothes from independent designers and stuff. I used to buy quite some Korean brands. As you can tell here, I have Ader Era and Anderson Bell. Well, so I had a phase where I would look at K-pop idols, not the female ones actually. I would look at male K-pop idols and look at what they were wearing and choose what I want to wear, kind of like learning from their style until after like a year or so, finally like establishing a style for myself. The reason is that in Japan at the time, I think it was 2020 or something, I haven't been buying any new clothes for at least a year. I was just wearing t-shirts and like I would get the same shirt in different colors, and similar thing with pants, and I would just mix and match every other day. And I wear clean clothes, but they are very, very, very repetitive. The thing is, it is very difficult for me to get clothes that not only suits me in my body shape, but also the style. I like colorful things that are more vibrant, because it gets quite depressing when you only see black and white, especially in the winter in the trains, because that's usually what Japanese people will wear, especially the salarymen. And the reason why the size doesn't fit is just because I'm very tall. I am 175 centimeters tall, which is actually taller than an average Japanese male. So the female clothing brands don't usually have sizes for me, especially pants and stuff. It never fits. It's either too short or I can't even fit in the large size. And that's the same thing for shoes too, actually. They don't really have my size, basically. And then at the time, I was looking at K-pop with my friend because I was also kind of bored. It was also COVID time. You don't really get a lot of entertainment outside. I started looking at K-pop and realized, wait, they have really cool clothes. Like those pants look really sick. And, Anderson Bell, Ader Era, and like a lot of other stuff. When after COVID, I started going to Korea quite often with my friends, and that's where I, actually started buying new clothes, and actually that fits. But I would say Korean brands didn't solve all the issues, because there's, also this trend of skinny equals beauty. So I had issues fitting some of the female clothing in Korea too. There was this one big select shop. I like their selections. But the thing is, everything they have there never exceeds the size of S. As in, you will never find M or L. They only have XS and S. One time, I asked to try on the S size of leggings from a brand that I'm very familiar with. I usually wear S size for pants from that brand. But then it looked kind of weird. I think it was because the fabric and the cut isn't necessarily a sizing issue, because my Korean was quite limited at the time. So I was just telling the guy helping me with the try on, and I said, I think it's just a little small for me. And then he looked at me, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't think. I was like, what am I supposed to feel about this? It was pretty weird. While beauty standard in itself is already very problematic, I think what I found even more concerning in that situation was that how people normalized it in their everyday life, and no one actually sees it as an issue. Trying to make. Well, now we're taking a break and just looking at what Luke is doing. He's cooking butter chicken curry.
Butter chicken curry.
What are you doing over there?
Putting spices.
Yay! Chicken. Ooh, oh my god. Oh, very sexy. Oh, smells good. So I guess this is turning into a what? A vlog or something? Yeah. Well, we'll see how it turns out. Okay, now I want to talk about how I collect things. I pretty much follow two basic rules: memories and visuals. First, there has to be a personal experience attached to the paper. Let's say a business card from a creator I bought from, or even just those Tokyo Gas stickers I showed you earlier. It just has to be something I actually experienced. Second, I really love good visuals. If I walk into a mall and see a super cute, well-designed artist card next to an exhibition, I'm also grabbing that. I just really appreciate good design and love looking at pretty things. While I was filing all of these away, I realized something. I already knew I get super emotionally attached to objects, which can be a problem because when I don't organize them, they just scatter everywhere and make my place a total mess. But as I was sorting through everything, looking at these old tickets and business cards and stickers, the memory just came flooding back. Where I was, when it was, and who I was with, etc. To be honest, I'm way too lazy to keep a traditional diary. I have so much respect for my friends who can write in a journal every single day, even just a line, because my brain always has too much going on and my hands can never keep up with my thoughts. I tried it back in the day, but I totally gave up. But going through these papers made me realize, actually, maybe this is my way of keeping diary. I'm a super visual person, and these aren't just random scraps of trash. They are like a visual index or cues to my brain. I thought I'd forgotten so many of these moments, but looking at these tickets, these papers, it's like they were always there, just waiting for the right trigger to print them back. And another thing that I noticed while I was cleaning up all the things, I realized sometimes I collect the same thing a bit too much. For example, I went to see the French Dispatch a couple years ago, and I ended up with not one, not two, not even three, but 4 of these cute booklets. And at this point, and I'm also like, do I just throw the 3 away or do I keep them because they're so cute? That's a typical dilemma that I got myself into here and there.
Very soon.
Ooh, yay! Thank you for cooking. This is taking the break from cleaning up my folders and stuff. We're eating now. Churro! Thoughts?
Very yummy.
Okay. No other thoughts?
大过年的。
Okay, I'm gonna eat too. Honestly, putting this whole video together and documenting what I've been doing with these papers has been such a trip. It's turned into the super interesting self-observation experiment that I didn't really see it coming. I used to don't want to be in front of the camera at all. There are layers to it, but a few years back, I think I wasn't in a place where I fully accepted who I was or what I want to be. I mean, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole today because there's a lot to unpack. Also because I spent so much time working behind the scenes on documentaries and editing for other YouTubers, I was always the person behind the lens. And so it feels very different if I have to step in front of it. You know, you always have the fear of things that you're not most familiar with. And I guess I've just grown up and matured over the last few years too, to the point where I'm finally secure enough to just plop my phone down and talk to it. There are honestly a lot of little coincidences just lined up perfectly for what I'm doing right now. For example, I just got a new phone and the video quality is so crisp. If I tried doing this on my old phone, which is iPhone 12, it wouldn't have been a blurry mess in this lighting. And I know I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing that. So everything just kind of aligned. It naturally felt like it was the right time to give something new a try. Still, it is quite wild seeing myself as the actual subject of a video and listening to my own voice playback. I had no idea I talked like this. I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I listen to myself and get annoyed. I sound incredibly tired. Maybe I am just exhausted and my enunciation sounds weird to me too, but I think I keep overthinking why my voice sounds the way it is. It's not that I hate it, it's just incredibly foreign because I never had to sit there and watch clips of myself on loop or listening to my voice over and over and over. But despite the cringiness, I'm actually enjoying the editing, doing the voiceovers, and just letting myself reflect on everything. It's a learning curve, and even though I have zero clue where this is going, or what this is gonna be turned into, or if I'm gonna even continue doing it, I'm just gonna roll with it, you know? What you're looking at right here is actually a shared scrapbook between me and Luke. This bag is just completely bursting at the seams with scraps and papers that we collected during our trips together. It's basically a time capsule of everything we've experienced as a duo. Now, as you can probably tell, we are way behind on the actual process of sorting through this bag and getting it all laid out nicely in the book. It is a work in progress, to say the least. But what's really cool is seeing how Luke takes a completely different approach to keeping track of his paper trail. He's just like me in the sense that he collected a ton of these random interesting stuff over the years, but our styles are totally the opposite. I'm the type of person who wants to keep the item completely intact, exactly as it was found. Luke, on the other hand, he loves collaging. Even though we are working on the exact same scrapbook, I would just slap a ticket down as is, while Luke will actually go through the extra effort of meticulously cutting things up, layering them, and playing around with these really intricate artistic compositions. It's funny because while I was doing this cleanup, an internet friend actually asked me if I ever do collages with my collection. And the answer is yeah, I actually have. But it was mostly back in the days for school projects. Don't get me wrong, I am still super proud of how those turned out, and maybe in future videos I will try to show some clips of them at some point. But doing collages on a daily basis, maybe not. First of all, I just have a lot of stuff that the sheer mental energy it takes to figure out how to make a piece look visually interesting as a collage will be exhausting. And let's not even talk about the actual physical labor of cutting, positioning, and gluing everything down. But honestly, the real deal breaker for me is that collaging forces me to trim down things and throw away the scraps. For me, that feels incredibly jarring and almost wasteful. It really just comes down to personal preference because I have such a massive emotional attachment to these random objects. I genuinely just enjoy keeping them exactly as they are. In hindsight, looking back at it now, I realize it's probably because keeping the item as it is the only way it can truly act as the index or visual cue for my brain and my memories. If I cut it up, it loses its power as a diary entry and it just wouldn't trigger those exact memories the same way, I think. But at the same time though, even if I'm just organizing these things exactly as they are, I think I still have a bit of a collage mindset. There's definitely a specific visual logic running through my head when I'm laying everything out. For example, I would group similar color palettes together, or I try to balance a super clean minimal black and white card against something that's way more intricate and complicated. So in a way, it is still a collage. It's just not the typical kind we usually see. I'm essentially creating a collage strictly within the boundaries of the page without doing any of the actual cutting. I just want to make sure that the second I flip to a page, everything on it visually clicks, even though the individual cards are left completely intact. They still talk to each other and have this cool way of echoing one another just by existing on the same spread. It's basically collaging, but in a much more minimal, low-key way. There are definitely other logics, there are other patterns I try to follow while I group things together, but that will be for a different video or something. End of day progress check. It's almost 10. I spent many hours trying to clean things. There's a lot of decisions to make. Do I throw this? Do I keep this? Where should this go? Actually, it's pretty tiring. Some piles of paper that I found here and there. I thought, oh, this must be the last pile. Actually, it's not the last pile, because I found random things in random places. Like, for example, I found this one and this little nice clothes tag in Luke's passport drawer. I don't remember how they end up there. Maybe when we're cleaning out or moving or something that we temporarily put it there. We all forgot about them, so I didn't expect it to drag for this long, this process. I did make great progress. This is a new one that I started today, and we are this far into the book. It's like over half now. This is full. This is half full. So, and this one's getting filled up too. I mean not as much, but I do have like a couple of more pages filled in. I found like the queue number ticket from Din Tai Fung. This is probably from when I was in Bangkok. And this is my favorite Din Tai Fung restaurant branch in Taiwan when we went on a business trip with my colleagues. I kept the little receipt. Ow. And I transferred from the flimsy little one to this one. There's still issues to it. It's, at least it's not draping or it's not like falling out of the pocket. But the issue is the Muji ones, the openings are on top. And then if I do this, there's a chance it could fall out. I think it is good enough for now. I have been using a little tape the top of it so it doesn't fall off. I have sizing issues. For example, like this size, this 4 pocket size is different from this 4 pocket size. This is smaller. The cheaper ones are actually bigger. This is bigger. So stuff that can fit here didn't fit here, and I'm like, why? And the more progress on this one, this is getting thicker and thicker. As you could tell, don't even remember what it used to look like when I first got it, but I think also I probably need to get like those like bands and that keeps it all together. So that was progress, and I had issues. First, like I said, first of all, the top is annoying. I don't like these pockets, but I cannot find a better solution for now, so I'm just gonna stick with this for now. I want to find like a new home for my K-pop photo cards. I'm trying to find a place for these, but these are all buttons for my clothes with the tags and stuff. So I probably will put it somewhere else other than in these folders because they're actually not paper scraps. They're usable buttons. But what I'm supposed to do with these? Because they won't fit. Like here, poking through, I don't like it. It doesn't go down there. Next mission to find a home for these. What I'm supposed to do is this. This is really cute. I just feel bad if I throw this away that someone put time and effort into making this, even though it's just a tag. As much as I don't want to go back to Muji again, I probably will go back tomorrow and see how it goes. Ah! Luke,
Yeah?
you have anything to say?
Oh. 자요.
Jayo, thank you. Plans for later. I'll bring these. I was talking about it last night. I'll bring these to Muji and find a pocket that actually fits them and see what we can do from there. That's one thing. And because all my binders are kind of puffed now, I'll try to find a band that kind of ties everything together so it doesn't, you know, fly everywhere. I'm very specific with things like that. I want to get something that is aesthetic pleasing. I don't want a random band. I want something that I really want. We'll find bands and pockets for these. Oh, okay. See you later. How do you do these transitions? Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so we're at Loft looking at book bands, and I would say they look pretty boring to me. I mean, they're well made, but it's just not what I'm looking for. A little boring. Now we're looking at different folders. I don't like A4 folders just because it reminds me too much of homework and regular work. I don't like the office feel of A4. No. Well, but this one is really well made, very sturdy, well designed, but nope, thank you. Putting it back. I got stopped by these cute little paper magnets. I like the shade. I like the texture. More interesting notebooks. They just select random Japanese words and design a cover of it. Like the most stereotypical Japanese thing you can think about. I actually found some interesting bands, but these are for bento. I feel like they should be stretchy and sturdy enough, but it's cute, but not to the point that I want to use it for my binders. I think also it's just none of the food on it is my favorite food, I guess. So no, bring it back. Now we are at Muji looking at different binders for the bigger papers that I was talking about. I ended up getting a B5 because A5 nothing really fits. A4 was too big. And my camera work sucks when I have to hold everything on one hand and doing everything on the other hand. Now I was looking at this little photo book that I thought would be nice for my K-pop idol photo cards, but maybe not now, it's sold out too. And I was tempted to get this box because I knew I would need a box for my binders after I finish everything, but maybe not yet. And there's more bands-ish things, but they all look kind of boring, so I didn't get anything. So we're back from Loft and Muji. Here's what I found. These are another set in a different size. So the one that I had was A5, and now I have these B5. I have a lot of mixed feeling for this because it feels like I have like 5-6 of them right now. And I also found little cards to put in my booklet. This is how I collect things. I collect the things that I thought was cute. Nicely designed. It's a umbrella slash fan artist. I guess it's favorite artist. I don't know. They have a really interesting look at the handle of the umbrella. Like, I wanted to take videos of it, but the staff was next to me, and I'm like, I don't want to attract too much attention because this is Japan. And this is what I got for Luke. This is the little smiley fish. I forgot the English name. Manta ray. Luke wanted to call this thing manta ray, and I asked him, I said, Luke, your name is not Homo sapien, so don't call this thing whatever it's called in the science world.
Manta ray is cute.
Okay, now it's time to go back to put the paper into the pockets. See ya. Okay, kind of going back to what I was saying earlier about my relationship with camera, that I can feel very self-conscious when I'm in front of a camera. And actually, when I was in Muji today and Loft, I felt conscious just holding a camera. It was even worse when I was in Loft because in some places in Japan, especially in shopping malls, they can be kind of strict with what you can film or what you can take photos of. And I could actually sense there is this staff member when I was walking around in a certain area, kind of like quietly following me around with her eyes. It was this passive-aggressive vibe that made me feel quite uncomfortable. And bear in mind, I'm not even videotaping myself. I'm literally just holding my phone up, trying to capture whatever I'm looking at. I think the experience of videotaping in public spaces can be very different depending on the culture and environment you're in. I'm not saying there's a better one or a worse one. It really comes down to case by case, I think. But for the case in Japan, I think everyone is just so incredibly self-aware of what they're doing and how they might be affecting the people around them, that the whole cultural mindset of don't cause trouble or inconvenience for others makes it even harder to pull out a camera sometimes, at least for me. To be fair, I've never actually tried filming anywhere else, and honestly, this is also my first time ever trying to do something like this in Japan. Part of me feels like things would be a lot chiller and more laid back if I were to film in a Loft or a Muji in Shanghai or New York. Being in this kind of culture in Japan definitely plays a huge role in how comfortable I can feel with a camera out in public. This is my first serious time ever attempting this kind of vlog style filming in public. Of course, I take photos and occasionally take videos of certain things in my daily life here and there. But I think the biggest difference, what's really messing with my head right now, is that before I never thought about making any of it public. I didn't have the ultimate goal of showing the clips to anyone. I think knowing that people are actually going to see it, it is also one of the factors that's making me so hyper-conscious. It's funny because over the years, I've had many friends telling me, hey, you know cameras, you do video, you should totally start doing vlogs on YouTube. They'd see me posting snippets of my life on Instagram, especially during COVID when I was traveling a ton within Japan. Those were mostly the photographs that I post. And my friend would be like, you need to film your travels too. Like, people would love to watch that. But it always felt so wrong to me. I mean, even just pulling out my phone to film a quick clip inside of a Muji made me feel awkward. Maybe my mindset will shift down the road. I don't know, who knows. But up until now, the second I whip up a camera, even a tiny one, I instantly feel like I can't be 100% myself anymore. Suddenly there's an audience, I become hyper aware of the lens, I start filtering what I say, and it turns into this little performance that I actually never wanted to participate. But with this specific project, I think it's different because I deliberately made a conscious decision to sit down, film it, and share it. I've already given myself permission to be perceived. So I guess at the end of it, it is, in a sense, a little performance, but I'm trying to stay as true as to how I am usually without being too self-aware, I guess. I'm totally okay with what I'm doing right now, but as for recording my everyday mundane life or doing those walk and talk travel vlogs, I don't know. I'm fine taking photos, but pulling out a camera everywhere I go just still feels exhausting. Besides, there's like already a lot of content out there anyway. I'm not saying what I'm doing right now is anything unique on the internet, but I would feel very weird if I tried to force myself into making anything trendy, short form reels or TikToks. I mean, I watch them. I learn from a lot of them. I actually subscribe to some of it because they actually do provide interesting or meaningful information or knowledge. But for myself, I don't know. When I want to express something, my brain immediately wants to dump a mountain of context into the mix so nobody misunderstands where I'm coming from. And I just couldn't squeeze all the layers and background details into a 3-minute clip. I mean, maybe I need to practice being more concise with my words, but for now, if I'm gonna keep making videos like this, I think I'll stick to the long form. Rather than listening to 3 minutes of me yapping, maybe listen to me explaining my yap for an hour. I don't know. I don't really have a master plan for anything outside of just cleaning up clutter and rambling about random thoughts, late night reflections, life anecdotes. But I'm genuinely enjoying the process of exploring something completely outside of my comfort zone. It feels very fresh. I like the feeling of learning. Looking ahead, once I'm mostly finished with this sorting project, I'm definitely planning to do a page-by-page flip through. And while I'm flipping through everything, I would want to actually dive into some of the interesting stories that pop into my head when I look at them. I'll probably also show a few scraps from the shared scrapbook too, just because I think it'd be super fun to show the side-by-side contrast of me and Luke's different styles. I think it would be a really thing to document for myself, and then be a very interesting self-reflection process too. It'd just be something very fun to work on. I hope that turns out to be something. Hello, good evening, good midnight actually. It's past Cinderella time now. I think I got home around like 10, a little before 10. And once I got home, I realized that if I put the camera there and then actually help, like when I just to document what I'm doing, it actually puts me in this flow that I just keep doing whatever I need to do. It helps me focus actually. I don't know if it's because it feels like I'm performing in front of the camera or don't want to waste the storage space in my camera or something. I don't know. It actually helped a lot. Progress check. Okay, progress check. I think I'm about 85% to 90% done organizing most of my paper. Today I went to get this B5 size. I don't have a lot in them, but I feel like, you know, there's gonna be something coming up here and there in the future, so this will be handy. I kept filling up this. I have like 2 more pages left in this. Like literally two more pages. Working through this too, still has a lot. Realizing this box used to be holding all the tickets. This one is quite heavy duty because it holds all the irregular little papers and here and there. I mean, when I put them in, it pokes out here and there. As you can see, here it pokes out of their pockets, but it does the work, so I'm not complaining. Actually, I did something out of my plan. I found a gigantic folder with a lot of art prints, drawings. A lot of them are props. Art prints that my friend did, or some drawings that I did, or things that I collected that I used for a film that me and Luke and a lot of our friends worked on last summer in Seoul. These are some of them. It has tapes on it, and has like I was cleaning it up, but yeah, it has been sitting there for a year, and I felt guilty not cleaning them up because they're actually very precious prints. But I didn't have the mind space to do a lot of things. But I'm happy that I finally that what I should have done months and months ago. But here we are. Like I said, I keep finding new things in my apartment. These are production stuff too, like paper and some receipts from last summer the same film. You know, they hold very precious memories, so even though they look crappy in this kind of stage, but I swear everything is intact. Next thing would be working on these, trying to reorganize these. I have things that I had to put away for now. First of all, it's all my photos with my friends, like this. I have a lot of photo booth photos. Like, this is my favorite one that we did in Shanghai. I have a photo, like very cute photo book. I don't have it with me in Tokyo. It's in Shanghai. I have to get it. That album is specifically designed for like things like this, so I'll have to get that one from Shanghai next time if I ever go back. But anyways, so temporarily I'm putting them aside for now, but I'll find them a nice, really cute home. These are the things that I have to put aside. Plane tickets, movie tickets. I've been putting them in here. The thing is, they don't look visually interesting. I don't like looking at them. But I also don't want to throw them away. They mean something to me. Same thing with boarding passes, plane tickets. I don't like having all these printed out papers just lined up in a folder, and they look boring. Putting them aside for now. They only take up these space, so it's fine. This is from another project that I was doing. I was addicted to motsunabe. They need a different treatment, so I'm putting them aside, and similar things with these. Gotta do something else with them. I had multiples of the same card, archived them in the system, but I have duplicates. What do I do with the duplicates? Do I just throw them away? And then it just sit well with me if I have to just throw them away. So, because it's still manageable, because I put everything in here, I'm just storing these away for now. And then there's also like, so when you buy ceramic work from artists, they will likely put a like information card about what they do. And basically, you know, an artist card, it's usually cut out from a very cheap A4 paper, just black and white, and then again they're in different sizes. And maybe I could do something with black and white, maybe like the boring binder, like let's say. I have a bunch of yoga related stuff. I don't want to get into that, the yoga things I collect. It's crazy. Give an example, I have like 22 of these. Too Long Don't Read version of it is I collected at least like 400 different yoga bottles. And I've been storing away, and I have a lot of things related with yoga, like papers, receipts. Yeah, that's why I don't want to talk about it, because it's a lot to think about, because there's a lot of it. A lot of it. I'll get back to them one day. I do have to. Otherwise, it's just taking up my space, and I gotta do things one step at a time. I think I'm off to a good start with all these stuff that I've done so far. So, I have faith. And I realized that documenting all of this, like I said, has been very helpful for me to focus and just to have a goal and like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna focus on this and do this. I can do it. Last thing before I log off for the day. See this? I was talking about it yesterday. It's the tag thing, the little string. I realized, you know what? I can just use it as a little bracelet, and then I put the tag away with the other stuff. So okay, good night, people. I think this will be the end of, like, I don't know, episode 1 of Amy cleaning up her trash. I don't want to call them trash. Episode 1 of Amy trying to clean her collections. A little, you know, niche, I mean, not that niche actually, but her paper collections, let's call it that. This is episode 1, I think. Okay, bye.